24 lines per inch, that means they're 1/24 of an inch apart. And you can sort of guess that. Heaven help you if you miss it though. I feel like I'm skating on some pretty thin ice right there. There's just nothing between there and there you can see. I'm just trying to shoot a straight line and connect it to right up there. I don't want to take any more of the surface of this off than I have to. It's just very, very slim because of wear. And I don't want to take any more off than I absolutely have to, but I got to smooth it up just so I can get the stain on it. If I put the stain on it like it is with it so porous and open, where I've soaked it in acetone and lacquer thinner, the stain will go in so much that it'll be pretty much black. So I'm just trying to slick it up a little bit. I'm not really wanting to sand the tips of those diamonds off either. I don't want to flatten them any more than I have to, because I'm going to have to come back and finish pointing the checks after I get the finish on. I know that. I just wanted to locate them where I could see them before I do my finishing. That's going to have to do. Now I got to find some stain that I think I can make black walnut match up with. I located a piece of walnut. I put some stain on here after I found my lines. I sanded that with 220, and I've stained that with a fairly reddish colored stain, reddish brown. And I think this color here is, if I put a blackish stain on my walnut, which is kind of reddish brown anyway, I believe I can match this color quite well. So that's the plan. I found this piece of wood in the top of my barn, and it's got extremely straight grain right in here. Extremely straight. It is, it's a piece I cut that I had just some short pieces left over here. Now I took a chainsaw and just slabbed them up. And it's probably been in the top of my barn 20 years, maybe more. Now there's a heart going right through this. And that's one of the problems with walnut, it has a heart. And you can't use that. That heart area is just, there's a hole in it. It just doesn't look good. It's prone for a little cracking around it. So you gotta keep your distance from that. But if I put this neck, this wrist of this stalk right here in this super straight part, that's the strongest thing I can do. And so I'm going to go ahead and outline this thing and get it cut out. And up here at the front, I'm going to do a pretty close outline because that's where I'm going to start working first, and I can deal with that. The rest of it can be big because I can always thin that down. Something like that. Now, because this cheek piece is offset so much out that way, I'm gonna, when I put my center line on this way, I'm gonna offset it to allow for the center line to be further to the right and let that cheek piece stick out over there. It's not going to have a tremendous amount of character, but that forearm doesn't either. It's just really straight grain piece of wood, and that's okay. This is for strength and durability because this wrist is so thin that I need all the strength I can get. Just barely clipped about a 32nd of an inch of that heart. Just that little tiny little divot right there. I'd rather be lucky than good any day. All right, up here at the front of this thing is 1.5 inches. The widest place at the butt is also 1.5 inches. So the center line of this thing from this edge is 3/4. But now this cheek piece sticks out like 5/8. Maybe a half from the center line. So I'm going to offset this when I draw it on here. I need 3/4 exactly. I'm gonna go 7/8 and give myself 1/8 of an inch to play with here. By the way, I found out why they put that screw in there. They've got a split in the middle of this thing, right there. And so somebody had a bless your heart moment and stuck a screw in it. I just spent about 5 minutes alone with this and laid hands on it. I'm beginning to appreciate the precision in this gun. It's unusual in several ways.